What's up, guys? Welcome to week number 24 of Goggins Force Training and week 1 of official meet prep for the Forever Strong, I believe, Classic in September, I think on the 16th and 17th. So I'm somewhere like 12 weeks out from this point, but it's official. I'm all signed up and registered for the meet, and I'm going to do it one way or another. So what you're going to see here is some shifts in the training. The general structure is not necessarily going to be that much different. I'll still be alternating between heavier low volume workouts one week and higher volume, a little bit lighter workouts the other week. But I am officially lined up to do my first meet in about a year and a half or so, possibly even a little bit longer than that. So my goals with this meet are to pretty much go in without any goals. I've always made a habit of putting a little bit too much pressure on myself going into the events, and I feel like that has negatively affected my performance. So what I'm doing is just using this as an opportunity to kind of knock some dust off, actually go enjoy competing with my team. We should be coming in probably more than 15 lifters deep. So this will still be a big weekend for me as far as having to manage a team. But I'm not going to cut weight. I'm going to just go in at whatever weight I've been training at. I'm registered as a 275, so I'll be somewhere around that, maybe a little lighter. I've been walking around in the low to mid 260s. So no weight cut, going to go and coach on the first day, lift on the second day. With squats, I'm going to just pretty much take whatever's there. I'm going to still try and push everything up from week to week, but I'm not going to take any attempts that put me at risk for setting me back. I'm really going to pretty much bank a 400-pound meat bench and then see what else is there. So what I'm kind of hoping is that just having this meet where, you know, I'm not necessarily going to be ill prepared, but I'm not going to be in an optimal position, will actually take some of that pressure off of me, because in the back of my head I've also got, you know, the fact that I haven't competed in close to 2 years. A lot of my numbers are definitely down from where they were prior to having dealt with this injury issue for the last year, and just because of that, there's a lot of unnecessary stress that I feel like I would be carrying into a meet prep if I were fully prepared. So I think this will be a good opportunity to take all of the technical improvements that I've made over the last year and a half, kind of put them all together to hit a nice solid meat bench, since I'm still at the very least 50 pounds stronger than the last thing I benched in competition, which was a 351. And then just kind of see what's there on the deadlifts. So I'll be pulling it hook grip. So it'll also be a good opportunity for me, since I will then be able to go through a full meet prep training process with Steve. So I'll learn a little bit more about his approach and how he peaks the lifters towards a meet. So those are what I'm looking to get out of it. What I think we're going to end up doing structurally with the training going forward is, for at least the first half to maybe 2/3 of prep, I'm going to stay in the briefs. That way I can still continue to build into heavier weight, but keep my hips healthy for as long as possible. And then on the lighter weeks where I'll be doing the higher volume work, I'm going to continue building up my raw pause squat. So my goal is to kind of get my pause squats back up into the 3s, maybe as high as 4, just depending on how the hips are feeling. That way I'm not neglecting building strength out of the hole, since that is going to be a different strength curve than lifting in the briefs. But I'm also using a minimum dose of raw squatting to help build up that lift, since I don't know where my tolerance is as far as that hamstring for training it with the squat. So I would rather stay protected for as long as possible in training, and then build my hips up using my deadlifts and then my other accessory work, and then squatting raw bi-weekly. As I get closer to the meet, what I think we're going to do is switch over the heavier work to being in wraps. Probably on the lighter week, at some point I will throw some wraps on just to get my groove back with those on. But we'll flip-flop the training to where the heavier low volume work is being done bi-weekly in just a pair of knee wraps, and then my volume work in between those workouts is going to be done still in the briefs. So I'm anticipating that I get a similar amount of carryover between knee wraps and briefs, because the briefs that I'm wearing are still a couple sizes too big, so it's not a true competition fit as far as if I were lifting gear in any way. So we will see. I think if that's something that ends up working out well, then that is going to be a pretty consistent way for me to train moving forward. I don't think that the briefs, and I've said this before, I don't think that they've necessarily hurt my raw squat. They have actually probably improved it from a technical perspective. I just feel more gun shy, I think, in the bottom of the squat, and that's more because I have this kind of impending dread of re-injuring the hamstring. So I'm going to try my best to kind of keep all of those thoughts at bay and still build everything up as best I can while still listening to my body, and then this will be a good opportunity for me to see how effective all of those different approaches are when we put it together into an on the platform performance. So pretty excited to be doing that. It's already kind of given me a nice mindset as far as my training. For once I actually feel excited about the thought of competing. It's really not been something that I've wanted to do for much of this last year. My priorities have been elsewhere as far as growing the business and just dealing with some personal things. And training's always been very much a consistent thing for me that kind of helps keep me grounded and structured and sane. But I've just not had any desire to try and go through a meet prep process until now. So hopefully this will be a good growth and learning experience for me. Hopefully I can, put together maybe a couple good lifts on the day of meet as well, and just have a good time being able to actually compete alongside my team instead of just being on the sidelines coaching. So we will see how all of that goes. I'm sure the next couple months will be full of ups and downs, some good days and bad days, but that is part of the game. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Hopefully I have some more good footage and good training coming up over the next several weeks and months, and that is it. So be sure to check out the gym's website at savagegym.com. I'll kind of keep you posted with a lot of the updates that we're making to the gym here over the next couple weeks as well. You can follow all those on my social, which is at Jeron Kerridge or at Savage Barbell Tigered on Instagram, and also on Facebook. So that is it. Take care, and I will talk to you next week.